What's up, guys? LQ here with the LQ review. Thank you so much for joining me here at my YouTube channel. Right now, let's talk about, I know I'm late on this. I'm late on a lot of videos. I run a youth summer camp, and man, I've just been up to here with that. But it's slowing down now. Only a couple more weeks left, and we're gonna be done. And let's see if I can get caught up with some videos. So right now, I want to talk about Supergirl. Yes, I did see it when it first came out. I saw it opening weekend. And I'm here to tell you that the hatred for this movie is blown way out of proportions. It's not a bad movie. It's nowhere near as good as James Gunn's Superman was. Don't like it as much as Creature Commandos. Don't like it as much as Peacemaker Season 2. It is the weakest entry in the DCU so far. By far. But it's also not bad. If this is your weakest entry, you're doing okay. And for whatever reason, it's not performing. I have a lot of theories on why it's not performing, but it's not performing. It's not making money. It's going to lose money for the studio. And the studio needs to figure this out real quick. I have theories. I don't think DC is Marvel. I've said this many times. DC's not Marvel. They're not going to make Marvel money. They have to stop making DC movies with Marvel budgets because they're not going to make Marvel money. They've never made Marvel money. Even when DC was making its most money with the Dark Knight trilogy, they weren't making Marvel money. Batman vs Superman, I believe, was the highest grossing film in the Snyderverse. It wasn't making Marvel money. DC doesn't make Marvel money. And I think it's time for the studio heads to come to the realization, hey, you know what? DC's not going to make Marvel money. We got to keep our budgets in line. I think Clayface is going to rock it. I think Clayface is going to rock it because it's got a small budget. Was like a $45 million budget. Yeah, all it's got to make is like $150 million and it's going to be profitable. Yeah, Clayface is going to do that. And it's going to be a big win for the studio. It's probably only going to make like $200 million, but it's going to be a big win for the studio. Supergirl, almost $200 million. Was it like the budget was like 170 on a character that's a derivative character that nobody really cares about? Yeah, dumb move. But was the movie good? Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. Millie Alcock was not the problem. She was great as Supergirl. Looked the part, sounded the part. Just I thought she did a great job. I want to see more of her in the DCU. I do not need to see another Supergirl movie. Show me, have her be a part of Superman's movies. If they make a Titans movie, she can be a part of the Titans movie. She can pop up in a Justice League movie. I don't care, but we don't need another Supergirl movie. Again, derivative character people really don't care about. So, this wasn't terrible. It had stuff in it that I liked. Like I said, Millie Alcock was good. Jason Momoa's Lobo was great. Had so much fun the few minutes he was on screen. And I feel like they definitely added him in a lot in post. I think that whole him being involved in the final battle, I think a lot of that was added in post. Maybe I'm wrong, who knows. But here's my problems with this. All right, so yeah, I liked Millie Alcock. I liked Jason Momoa's Lobo. Overall, the story didn't really bother me. You know, the story mostly adapted Woman of Tomorrow with some differences, obviously, and I'm okay with differences. You know, Days of Future Past was not a direct adaptation. Civil War was not a direct adaptation. I don't mind them using stories as inspiration and not doing direct adaptations. But the movie was just, first of all, it had a villain problem. Krem he felt like he stepped out of Guardians of the Galaxy and into Supergirl. It didn't work. It didn't work. It needs to differentiate itself. It's not Marvel. It's not going to make Marvel money. But it still needs to differentiate itself from Marvel. And having a character step right out of Guardians of the Galaxy and right into Supergirl just didn't work. Krem didn't work for me. He was not an intimidating villain. He was not a good villain. He was not an entertaining villain. and he did not push our hero to the level that I wanted to see her get pushed. Most of her issues came from her own actions. You know, she was a drunk. She trusted people and drank poison. I mean, she ended up on a planet that had a green sun, and she ended up having to wait it out. You know, she didn't have any kind of arc there. She didn't have any kind of hero's journey. She just had to wait it out until the yellow sun came out. So our villain was uninspired, and our uninspired villain did not do anything to push our character forward. Our character had adversity based on things that she did, and her character arc, her realizing who she wants to be at the end, really felt unearned because all of her problems were self-inflicted. Except for Crypto getting shot by Krem, who was a terrible villain, most of her problems were self-inflicted. I thought Ruthie was an interesting enough sidekick. It's a story that we've seen a million times. And somebody said it was like The Princess Bride, and yeah, it kind of is. I just don't know why they made this movie. Why are you making Supergirl a derivative character that people really don't care about when you haven't made your Trinity yet? Yeah, you made Superman, and Superman was good. And guess what? Superman made you money. I don't think it made a ton of money, but it made money. You still haven't made a Batman. You still haven't made a Wonder Woman. What are you doing? Those are the pillars of the DCU. We don't even know who they are. Got to get on those. Got to get on those. Lanterns is going to be a good first step. Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, both pillars in the DC universe. Got to get Batman out there. Got to get Wonder Woman out there. Just have to. So, I liked Supergirl. I enjoyed it. I just don't know why it exists. I don't know why it exists. There was no reason to make this movie. At least not now. Maybe later, but not now. Not as the second movie. So, I don't know. If I were to give it a grade, I'd say maybe a C, C+. I mean, it was a very middling, average of the road superhero movie. It wasn't anywhere near, you know, the people who are like, it's the worst superhero. No, it's not. You need to watch more movies if you think it's the worst superhero movie ever. You need to go watch Jonah Hex. You need to go watch Catwoman. You need to go watch Steel. There's a ton out there. A ton out there that are worse than this. But it's still very middling. And for a second movie in a franchise, it should not have been middling. It should have been great. So that's my take on Supergirl. What do you think of Supergirl? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there commenting, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.